What's happening, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of Mom and Papa Joe. Today on the menu are beef short rib grilled cheese. We cooked some beef short ribs a few days ago. Totally delicious. We've got some leftovers, and we're going to show you how we made these awesome grilled cheese sandwiches. Let's get going. The first thing we're going to be doing is to caramelize some onions. I've got here a medium yellow onion, sweet yellow. Definitely want that sweetness. You can cut them as thin or as thick as you want. As a matter of fact, you can vary the sizes, so you just have a little bit of textural differences. This is a very simple recipe. Found it online, and of course I've tweaked it to my liking. I've got a cast iron pan on medium. I'm going to come back with maybe a tablespoon and a half of ghee. Ghee is just clarified butter. Butter that's had all of the milk solids, water removed. It's going to give us a nice richness. This is the longest part of making these sandwiches, trying to caramelize these onions. To this, I'm going to add just a pinch of kosher salt, and periodically we'll be adding a little liquid as these start to brown. So you give them a good stir, and then we will be looking at stirring this maybe every 3 to 4 minutes or so. So here we are at 10 minutes, folks, and we're starting to caramelize, starting to brown. I will give this another 10 minutes. Remember, I'm stirring about every 3 or 4 minutes or so, but I will give this another 10 minutes. And I will start adding just small amounts of chicken stock. The chicken stock will ensure that the onions stay hydrated. Stock will also evaporate, so we will continue to brown. All right, here we are at the 20-minute mark. I'm now going to turn my burner down to a low. I'm going to add, I don't know, maybe a couple of teaspoons rather, of chicken stock. I want to scrape up all that goodness that is starting to stick to the bottom. We're now on a low. I think I'm going to go maybe another 10 minutes. It is totally up to you how dark you want this to get. Here we are, folks. That last 10 minutes on low put us exactly where I want to be. I kind of wish I had cooked 3 onions as great as these taste, because man, it really cooked down. I could use any leftovers for a host of other things. So I'm turning off my stove. Gonna set this to the side and get to working on our short ribs. So we cooked 6 pieces of short ribs, and what we've got here is pretty much a total of 3 pieces left. Still got some of the good braised liquid on there. We're just gonna shred this, and as it warms up, it's going to loosen up quite a bit more. But man, this was some great eating. If you prefer to chop this up, that would be fine. Wouldn't be a problem. If you haven't seen the video, I'll put the link in my top left corner. Go check it out. So this shredded short rib now has all the essence of the garlic and the parsley and the onions and everything else, the carrots, everything else that I squeezed out after they were cooked. So we don't need to add any additional salt or anything else in terms of seasoning. I'm gonna add some mushrooms. The choice would be yours. Come in here with some baby arugula, not chopping them or anything. And we're just gonna work this around. I'm gonna add one more thing before it goes in the pot, some fresh Parmesan, and I've got to grate that. So I've got a pan on medium, just gonna come right in here. No oil added. These short ribs have plenty of fat. If I need to loosen it some, I've got my leftover braised liquid. So folks, we have not had to add any of our braised liquid, man. We loosen up nicely. These mushrooms are really absorbing some of the juices from the short rib. Oh, we're looking great. I'm gonna come in here with all of this Parmesan, give this a mix. So we're gonna remove this from the stove. I'm starting to see that stretch from the cheese. Let it cool down a little bit and begin assembling some sandwiches. I've got some salted butter melted. I'm just going to give these a nice little brushing, all of them. I'm gonna come back with 2 types of cheese. What I've got here is Gruyere. Hope I'm pronouncing that right, Gruyere. And then some aged white cheddar on this side. Come back with the star of the show. It's cooled down nicely, and we don't want to overfill these, folks. This is not going to take a whole lot. And folks, we've probably got enough for 2 more sandwiches. Now let's come in here with some of this awesome caramelized onions, man. I'm gonna come back with just a couple of fresh pieces of arugula for that awesome color and just that little bitter bite. Let's see if we can get these closed. Push down a little bit. Oh yeah, we are ready to go. Our pan is going to be on low. I'm gonna come in here with just a wee bit of ghee. Not a whole lot. We're gonna come in here with our first sandwich, and we wanna warm this up gently. That is why we're on low. Once I'm satisfied that cheese is melted on the inside, I will crank it up and start toasting the outside. So a few minutes. First couple of minutes. Let's get a flip in. Nice. Oh, I see a little smoking. Let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. All right, we are at that point, folks, where I think we are ready for this final step. A little mayo. I'm gonna spread that mayo out. And then I'm gonna come back with just a little sprinkle of Parmesan. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. And give this a flip. Oh yeah. All right, you gotta keep an eye on that Parmesan on the bottom, folks. We don't want that to burn. Pull it up a little bit. All right, not a problem. Okay, let's give this one a flip and see where we are. Oh, great. All right, so my Parmesan didn't exactly work like I wanted it, but man, oh man, we are going to call this good. Folks, here is the moment of truth, man. You're giving both these sandwiches a minute or 2 to just relax a little bit. Oh, listen to that. Listen to that sound. Oh my Nelly. That is going to be some good eats, man. Oh, I am so ready to chow down. Well, I'm going in, folks. Wow. That crunchy Parmesan on the outside. Totally delicious. So simple. A great way to use leftovers. And like I said, you could do this with pulled pork, brisket, whatever the case might be. Cheese of your choice. Make it yours. Thank you very much for your support, ladies and gentlemen. We really appreciate it. Be on the lookout for another video coming soon. In the meantime, Mom and I want you guys to take care of yourselves, look out for each other, and we'll see you when we see you. Holler.